Welcome to Spirits on Spirits, the podcast where we mix ghost stories with a little liquid courage. I'm Aiden,
And I'm Nate.
and together we'll dive into the eerie, the unexplained, and the downright terrifying, all while enjoying a drink or two. Each episode will explore haunted places, ghostly encounters, and paranormal mysteries, pairing them with the perfect cocktail to keep our nerves steady. So grab a glass, turn down the lights, and join us as we sip, shiver, and swap some spine-chilling stories. Because here at Spirits on Spirits, the only thing stronger than the ghosts are our drinks.
Welcome back, Spook Squad. Here for today's episode of Spirits on Spirits. Stoked to be coming to you live from the Big Apple, NYC, New York.
All right, Sinatra.
I hit that a little bit. I ate that up a little bit. Oh, man.
You ate with that one.
But yeah, we're coming to you guys live from New York City. Excited about this episode. Going to tell you guys two stories of local haunts in the Big Apple. Aiden, what are we sipping on this week?
So for New York, we had like tons of options. We could have done a Manhattan, but this time we went with the gin martini.
Ooh,
I'm not usually a gin guy, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot.
nice. Well, and I think that's what this podcast is about, is like trying new drinks that you wouldn't normally have and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gin, dry vermouth, and bitters.
Gotcha. Yeah, when you said that, I was surprised because I didn't realize. I thought martinis had olive juice in them, but now I'm realizing that that's only a dirty martini.
Yeah, I opted for not dirty this time, but for the second
You don't wanna be
story,
a dirty little boy with your dirty little martini.
okay. And he's the sober one.
Dude, I got energy. I don't know why. I got a second wind.
But yeah, so this one's gonna be not dirty. I'm not sure what you'd call not just a standard martini. And then in the second, our second round, maybe I'll try dirty martini if I'm feeling it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Cool. Yeah, I was excited. I feel like, we're trying to hit all some of the bigger cities first. So when we came across we should do New York this week, I think that was a no-brainer.
Yeah, the Big Apple's an absolute no-brainer.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then, you guys, moving forward, if you guys have city recommendations and stuff like that, please, submit them in any way, shape, or form, because we want to do cities that you guys want to listen about or to and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and even better if you have recommendations within that city for locations that we can tell stories about. Definitely hit us up with those.
yeah, absolutely. Cool. Should we get into it? Oh, dude. So before we get into it, I have a story for you. Have you been listening to the news, watching the news lately?
No.
No. Okay. Well, so what is one of our shows that we have watched a lot of that kind of spawned this interest in, investigating the paranormal and talking about it on our own?
Ghost Adventures.
Ghost Adventures. Who is our favorite character on Ghost Adventures?
I mean, I feel like the obvious choice is Zach, but I think for me it's Aaron.
Oh, yeah. No, it's absolutely Aaron. Aaron is by far, I think I can speak for myself. I think I can speak for you, our favorite character on the show. You know who Aaron is not the favorite character of?
Zach?
No, his wife.
Oh.
His wife just got arrested this week for trying to hire a hitman to kill him.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Yep, it was some dude that he was in prison and she fell in love with him while he was in prison. He was in prison for first degree murder. And she paid him to kill Aaron.
My God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she got arrested.
Was it how did she get caught? Do you know?
I have no idea. I didn't read a ton of the article, but I read enough to go, holy shit, Aaron almost got murdered by his wife.
New Dahlia DiPolito, if you're a true crime fan, you would know that reference. She also tried to have a hitman kill her husband.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and she got caught. She tried to get an undercover cop to do it.
Oh.
And they like videotaped it all, and it was crazy.
Yeah, was he like undercover trying to catch her, or was like?
Yeah. So she
gotcha.
originally went to like one of her ex-boyfriends, and then that ex-boyfriend went to the cops and was like, "Hey, this girl's trying to have someone kill her current husband," and then they sent an undercover to be the quote unquote hitman.
Like, just divorce? Like,
I guess money, but still, like,
yeah, that's not worth going to jail over
for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Just divorce. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
But yeah, I thought that was, when I saw that, I was like, no way.
Yeah. Dude, that is absurd.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like one of my favorite paranormal people.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite Spook Squad members.
Who's going to get locked in basements if he's not around
Exactly,
anymore?
dude.
Yeah. No, that was wild. I'd be curious to know if like Zach said anything like on Twitter or anything like that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No. No, I was not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe like, he had a crazy paranormal experience or something, but
nope.
He almost became a ghost himself.
Yeah, he was almost the ghost himself.
Wild. Oh, we forgot to cheers.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you haven't even sipped yet.
I haven't sipped yet.
And I'm drinking the gin alternative.
Oh, Jesus. Not good. Not good.
Really?
If you're a gin person, you'll probably enjoy this.
Well, I mean, it's just gin and vermouth, so
right.
It's like
Yep.
You're gonna have to finish it, though.
No, I know.
To get through it. You should take another big sip right now, so that way you don't like. What would you rather have? More to drink at the end of your story, or less to drink at the end of your story?
I'll take one more decent sized sip, and then we'll get into it.
I could hear your stomach.
Yeah, my stomach just processed the gin. Oh. Oh, dude. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
If you're sipping along with me, I'm sorry for this cocktail. That is not a good one.
I'm gonna enjoy this episode because I think what's gonna happen, I'm hoping, is that you get a little bit drunker because you drink it faster because you just want to get it done with. Yeah. You haven't really been like sloshed on any episodes.
Well, no, I mean 2 drinks won't really do that to you.
Yeah, I know. So maybe we'll like have to have you like drink more. I don't know. Like
if you want to see me sloshed,
I think the people might want
to.
I think the people might want to hear you like tell your ghost story like drunk. The first episode we got pretty drunk.
Once we get our first 100 listeners,
you'll get like hammered.
I'll do one where I do like 4 or 5 drinks.
I like it. Yeah, because I think like it's spirits on spirits, not spirits on spirits. Like it's like you got to have a decent amount. That's a capital S spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 100 subscribers, 100 listeners, and I will. I'll do a lot more.
Nice.
A lot more spirits.
I like it. And then if we get 100 and then they like it, then you have to like every episode just get hammered.
Yeah, we can do that.
Nice.
All right. So let's get into my story. So I am going to be doing the Morris-Jumel Mansion. Do you know anything about that?
Nope.
So
I'm not like a huge New York guy. Like I know.
I know
nothing about New York City as a whole, other than I don't like being there.
Mafia.
Oh yeah, the Mafia. The Mafia.
I just finished playing Mafia, like the definitive edition. It was free on Xbox.
Oh, like I thought you meant like the the game we played as kids. Like
no, the video game.
Video game Mafia. Gotcha.
A lot of fun.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun.
Did that take place in New York?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, built in 1765. This home was feeling this gin clearly.
Oh man.
This home has borne witness to centuries of American history, from the Revolutionary War to the rise of New York, as a global metropolis.
Very cool.
So it was constructed by British Colonel Roger Morris. Boo! Boo, British.
Dude, I think this gin's like hitting you pretty
Yeah, no,
hard.
it's making me kind of loopy.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, all right, yeah, you're right. That's a hot take. Boo British.
How's that a hot take?
It was a joke. I was being sarcastic.
Redcoats. You're a loyalist.
No.
But yeah, so it was constructed by British Colonel Roger Morris, and it originally served as a summer home for him and his family, but its strategic location on a hilltop made it an ideal vantage point during the Revolutionary War, and it served as General George Washington's headquarters in 1776.
Oh shit! No way.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So from what I can remember, it overlooks, like you can see like New Jersey.
Oh, it's cool. Where in New York is it?
I think it's like right outside Manhattan.
Oh, very cool.
After changing hands a few times post-war, it was purchased by, I think, it's spelled Stephen, but I think it's pronounced Stefan.
Stefan?
So it was purchased by Stefan and Eliza Jumel in 1810. Eliza, a wealthy and controversial figure, became one of the central characters in the mansion's ghost lore.
Ooh.
So her life was marked by dramatic events.
It's not like the Hamilton song, like Eliza.
So actually...
Oh shit, no way!
So she ended up getting married to Aaron Burr.
So wait, is that from the song?
I think
like,
maybe.
Eliza!
I think she might be, yeah.
Dude, come on.
And Aaron Burr, obviously, is the former vice president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And the infamous figure who killed Alexander Hamilton in a duel.
Alexander Hamilton.
Their union was tumultuous, and it ended in divorce,
Oh.
with Eliza later dying under mysterious circumstances
Ooh.
within the mansion. Her life, which was marred by scandal and ambition, is often cited as a key source to the mansion's spectral reputation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Stories of ghostly apparitions at the Morris-Jumel Mansion have persisted for generations. Visitors and staff have reported unexplained phenomena, which include cold spots, disembodied voices, and sightings of apparitions believed to be former residents. Residents and presidents.
Well,
Yeah. One of the most frequently reported spirits is that of Eliza Jumel herself. Witnesses claim to have seen her wandering the mansion's halls dressed in 19th century attire.
Whoa.
Some believe that she still guards her former home, unable to move on due to unresolved affairs from her life. Her ghost is said to be particularly active in the room where she spent her final days, with some visitors feeling an inexplicable chill or witnessing objects moving on their own. So they actually did a BuzzFeed Unsolved episode
Whoa.
on this, and I rewatched it today. I've seen it a few times.
Very
but
cool.
I rewatched it today. And something that they mention in that episode, which I couldn't find in another source material, is that in 1964, a group of kids and their teacher were on a field trip to the mansion when they saw a woman who they assumed was like a reenactor.
Yeah.
Because of her old-timey clothes. And then when they brought it up to the tour guide, they said that that isn't possible because there aren't any employees who fit that description. And then later on in the tour, they came across a portrait of Eliza Jumel, and
Whoa.
the
And it
whole
was
group,
like,
including the teacher, were like, "Holy crap, that's her! That's the woman that we saw."
that's nuts.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Dude, field trips as a teacher must suck. So then to see a ghost on top of it would be crazy.
Yeah, but I think that part of it kind of lends a little bit more credibility to the story. Like, it was just a group of kids being like, "Oh my god, I saw that girl."
Yeah, absolutely. But the teacher.
But the teacher too, yeah. That's wild.
That's also one too that like the teacher probably has to be like, no, it definitely like that's not a ghost, guys. Come on, you didn't see a ghost. But in their head they're like, oh fuck, we saw a ghost.
Or you really play into it and you're like, "Oh my god, we saw a ghost, guys.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?"
I don't know if kids could handle that, but maybe.
I don't know if I could handle that.
No, me either.
Another specter associated with the mansion is Aaron Burr himself. Burr lived there briefly, but some paranormal enthusiasts think that his troubled spirit lingers, maybe because of his infamous reputation and tragic downfall.
I didn't realize he had either of those.
Well, his infamous reputation came from the Alexander Hamilton duel. He was, so he was like charged with treason afterwards, but he was never convicted of treason afterwards.
Gotcha.
Because duels were technically legal where they did it.
Huh. And people didn't like that he killed him, right? Because like Alexander Hamilton was a smart, good dude, kinda, right?
Yeah, he did a lot for the Treasury.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he created the federal bank and stuff like that.
But no, people did not like Aaron Burr afterwards.
That's fair.
But it's funny because Eliza Jumel was kind of like a gold digger.
Okay.
And people say...
ain't nothing but a gold digger.
Yep.
Yep.
People say that she only married Aaron Burr because he would basically like bring her into like high society.
Gotcha.
Also, another thing that was mentioned in the BuzzFeed Unsolved episode, allegedly, her first marriage to Stefan, so they got married because she faked terminal illness to like coax him into marriage.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's another level.
Yeah.
Of like you're a terrible person, and then all of a sudden, like once the nuptials have happened, she's like, "Oh, I'm better. All better."
That is wild. That is genuinely wild.
In addition to the well-known entities like Aaron Burr and Eliza Jumel, the mansion is also rumored to be haunted by the spirits of Revolutionary War soldiers. So this includes a drunk Hessian soldier, commonly seen on the main staircase.
Oh?
So people see him like basically like teetering over drunkenly.
Oh, do we think he got hammered and then fell off the staircase?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much the consensus.
Well, especially too if J Dubs was using it as like a post, then there was probably soldiers there, and there might have been a couple of American lagers consumed, and then some dude just fell off the staircase.
Some Samuel Adamses.
Yeah.
I wonder if Samuel Adams was ever there, drinking Samuel Adams.
Maybe. Did he make that beer himself, or was it named after him after he
No way.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Like maybe he was a tavern guy that like made his own beer.
No, he definitely did not make Sam Adams.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of certainty coming from someone who's not certain.
Oh, you know what I am certain about? This drink fucking sucks. Oh, it's not
someone listening to this is like, dude, you know what? I like this. This is good gin. And you're just like, fuck this drink. Fuck anyone that likes it. Like,
hey, I never said that.
A little aggressive.
If you're out there and you like a gin martini, more power to you. I can't handle it. I'm not man enough.
You can't handle the teeny.
I'm not man enough to drink this martini.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
But over the years, the mansion's been the subject of numerous paranormal investigations, including BuzzFeed Unsolved, like I previously mentioned. Ghost hunting teams have reported strange phenomena, including unexplained cold spots, disembodied voices, and spectral apparitions captured on film. Some of the mansion's staff recount unsettling experiences, like doors mysteriously opening and closing, or objects moving without explanation.
Of those, which one would scare you the most?
Probably the doors opening and closing. Because, like, if there's objects moving and I know that they're moving, then that means that I can see them. Whereas doors, it can just be like you're like in the lobby, and all of a sudden on like the third floor, you hear like a door slam, and you're like, "Oh, what was that? I'm alone in the building right now. Who's up there?"
That'd be spooky.
Yeah, but like if an object's moving, you can see that no person's there.
Yeah.
Because I think that that's what scares me more, is the idea that there could be a person
Yeah.
in the house with me, as
Sure.
opposed to
That makes
a
sense.
ghost, you know. Local folklore tells of children who hear whispers or see fleeting shadows. Some suggest that these are the spirits of servants or of soldiers who once inhabited the house. And then the basement, which used to be the main kitchen for the mansion, is rumored to be a focal point for supernatural activity, with chilling drafts and eerie sensations often reported.
So you know me. I'm not usually the skeptic type, but oh no, the basement is drafty and cold. That doesn't make any sense at all.
I agree with you, but I think if any place within this house was to be haunted, the basement kitchen, where like the servants were probably most of the time,
Fair.
probably would be.
Potentially even slaves at one point.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if there were never slaves there.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. All right, you might have swayed me, but that's crazy that we wore different. We kind of flipped roles in that scenario there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how our haunted or nah
Yeah,
rankings go.
you're right.
But, and then the last point here is, to this day, you can tour the mansion, though according to its website, it will be undergoing renovations soon, led by the city of New York.
Oh, yeah. Good to know.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so if you're looking to go there, just keep an eye out for the renovations. Those might impact your travel plans.
There you go. Yeah.
This gin is on another level for me right now. I don't even know.
That's hilarious. I did not expect you to update the peeps about the renovation.
Well, I was browsing the website and I saw that and I was like, oh, I should probably mention that in the episode, that because I was looking up, like, is there still original stuff in there? Like, is there, and that came up. So I was like, oh, well, that's, could be helpful information to someone who's looking to go visit.
Gotcha.
Practical.
There you go. All right, haunted or nah?
I lean the skeptical side on this one, actually.
Okay.
Because, I don't know, because I think that, like, if you own a place like this that has so much history, you're probably almost hoping a little bit that it'll be haunted. Because it's like super famous figures like Aaron Burr, George Washington stayed there. You can claim a lot of, like, famous ghosts.
Yeah.
So I kind of lean towards, like, maybe they were just, like, I don't know, leaning into the history a little too much.
Yeah, I could see
so
that.
I lean nah.
Okay.
But I could be swayed, I think, if I went there and had any experiences.
Okay.
I'd be swayed. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. There's nothing that, like, profoundly sticks out to me. I mean, it did say she, like you were saying, she died mysteriously. So, like, that definitely, like, piques my interest of, like, maybe she did die in a maybe foul play type way.
Yeah.
Which obviously, like, and I guess that even doesn't super, like, matter. Anytime you have someone that has, like, an unresolved life, that is usually when you tend to see spirits more so than not. And it seems like even, like, her whole life was kind of just, like, she was someone with an unfulfilled personality. Like, she wanted more. She wanted what she didn't have and stuff like that. So maybe her spirit will just, like, even if she died of natural causes, maybe her spirit will never move on. So, yeah, I mean, I think, like, I will probably lead more towards the haunted side just because I think any place that has so much history, there is such a good, I'm sorry, I was looking at Aiden's face drinking the
Dude, I'm trying not to make noises, but it's hard to drink it.
Oh, man. No, yeah, but just any place that has a lot of history, I think you have a higher statistical probability of ghosts. So I lend to think that any of these older places have ghosts.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think it's also the oldest house in New York City.
Whoa.
So I mean, which makes sense. It's like over 250 years old, but old ass house.
Got you. Old ass house. Spooky old ass house.
Spooky old ass house.
Cool. All right. Well, you want to kill that? Then we'll take a break and
I
then
don't
hop
want
on
to
to
kill
the
this,
second one.
but I will.
Kill it. Kill it. Kill
All right.
it. Chug,
You guys are
chug,
going to be along
chug.
the ride with me. Oh my god. Just not enjoyable.
Yep. Well,
It's just not fun.
you got to have a second one.
Dude. I might opt for the dirty, to be honest.
Do
Maybe
it.
it'll add a little bit of like,
Flavor
I don't know,
that's different.
something. I need something different. This is just like straight up gin. Oh, all right.
All right. Break time.
All right, we will be back with part 2 soon.
Burbs. All right. We're back. We're ready to roll. Wait, have you sipped the new one?
I have not sipped the new one. So for this one, I decided that last one sucked so bad that I had to do the dirty to just see if maybe it's a little better.
Dirty teen.
So let's give it a shot here. Oh. Oh. Like, it's not as bad, to be honest.
There you go.
It's just very salty.
Yeah. It's what like a dirty martini is.
That's very salty.
I used to love a good dirty martini.
I think in a couple episodes ago, I didn't mind the Mexican martini as much because it was tequila. This one, it's just the gin. Gin just, it's harsh on my taste buds, you know?
Sorry. You're going to have to finish it, though. This one, at least, you'll be able to finish like quicker because you're not telling the story.
Oh.
You're just listening to me.
Oh. Yeah. No, that's true. That is true.
Dude, just pound the whole thing right now. Get it out of the way.
No, I gotta sip.
You got to have something to sip on
I'm gonna sip.
while I tell my story.
Yeah.
All right. All right. You ready?
Ready to go.
All right. So for my story, we're heading to Staten Island. What's up? I'm Gary Ghouls, bringing you alive a ghouly story from the island. All right, Staten Island. I am doing the Kreischer house or the Kreischer Mansion. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
No. Gary Ghouls has.
Gary Ghouls.
So it is a historic mansion in New York City. It was built in the 1800s by Balthazar Kreischer.
What a name.
Yeah, solid name. Solid
What do you
name.
call him for short? Like Balti?
Balti K? Balti Kreisch? I'm not sure.
Balti Kreisch.
Balti Kreisch? Yeah, I vibe with that. So he was a German immigrant, and he moved to New York to help build the city. And he built a brick factory. He was a successful brick factory owner.
Was he bricked up?
Might have been a little bricked up. But so he built a brick factory and then ended up moving to Staten Island because he built a bigger brick factory. The fun fact, the town that the factory was in was actually called Kreischerville. It was it was a factory town. So it was the factories, there was the saloon, there was everything. Like he owned like when you think Industrial Revolution and stuff like that, like where the person owned everything, he was that. So he owned pretty much everything. But they renamed it to Charlestown when we were fighting the Germans in World War II because he was German.
Ah.
Yeah. Might have been World War One. Maybe they switched it World War One. One of the times we fought the Germans. Because we fought the Germans in both, right? Yeah.
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 Yeah,
World War
they
One.
lost World War One.
Yeah,
was
World War One. Yes.
That was the whole reason, or not the whole reason, but one of the reasons that they
Had World War II.
had World War II.
Yeah, so it was World War One. I'm looking at my phone, checking right now. It was World War One. But yeah, so he built the town and was a successful brick factory owner. I do believe that he invented like the modern like clay brick that we have. Like he invented that.
Nice.
So yeah, pretty cool. So needless to say, he was a pretty successful guy.
He was a big deal.
Yeah, so he built
Big man on the block.
he built a big mansion for himself and his two children, Charles and Edward. Now, this is where we start to get a little haunt. Dude, I can't with your face.
Dude, this is... I'm trying to, like, casually sip this thing. It is not good.
I wonder, the gin alternative isn't nearly as bad. So maybe it's just you don't like the flavor.
No,
of
yeah,
gin.
it's 100% I don't like gin.
Okay.
If I like gin, this would be a great cocktail.
Yeah.
I don't like gin. Can confirm. I wanted to confirm that with this beverage, and I have confirmed that 100%.
Nice.
So,
but yeah, so they built the mansion, or he built the mansion, and he had his two sons, one of which, Edward, actually lived in the mansion, and he had a wife, and him and his wife were living in the mansion until he showed up dead on June 8th, 1894. They found him behind the manufacturing building with a gunshot wound in the side of his head. And they...
this is Edward?
Yes, Edward. Yeah, the son. And they were not sure if he was murdered or committed suicide. So they actually brought him back to the house and did a seance. Well, they brought him back to the house. He was confirmed dead at the house. Like, the doctor pronounced him dead at the house. But then they did seances at the house to see if they were trying to summon him to see if he was murdered or committed suicide.
Was there a gun near him?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had a gunshot wound in his head.
Yeah, but, like, did he have one in his hand?
I could not find that information. But I think it looked like a suicide. Where the controversy or where the interesting part comes into play is that the doctor that pronounced him dead ended up marrying his wife 6 months later.
Maybe
Yep.
a little motive?
Maybe a little motive.
Sounds like murder to me.
Yeah, I think that definitely stands out to me as like maybe a little sketchy. There have also been I mean, I think murder. You think murder, right?
Sounds like murder to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like the doctor murdered him and then used his authority to call it suicide.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
we weren't there.
So
We'll never know.
first death. I mean, even though that one didn't technically happen on the property, there was multiple seances on the property. He was brought back to the property when he was dying / like dead already. But yeah, so that was the first death. There have been a couple other deaths that I could find. Two children died on the property. There was another parent that died on the property because the house had been kept getting passed down by generation to generation. So there were several other deaths, but the most notable other death that I found was the murder of Robert McKelvey in 2005.
Oh, that's recent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty recent. So the caretaker of the mansion at the time was Joseph Young, also known as Joe Black, and he was a hitman for the Gambino crime family. So he murdered Robert McKelvey, who was an associate of the Bonanno crime family. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Um, but yeah, so he killed Robert and then burned his ashes in the furnace in the basement. And then was convicted in 2008 for the crime. So it was like an active crime scene.
Jeez,
Yeah. hmm
that's intense.
Yeah.
Lot of murder
Yeah.
here.
A lot of murder here. Um, Definitely, like, it's a pretty, if you look at the pictures and the videos of it now, like, you look at that house, you're like, oh, definitely fucking haunted. But, like, back in the day, it was just, like, a normal,
Nice.
like, opulent mansion, both inside and out. Like, the architecture on the outside was gorgeous. The inside, the interior, like, the walls had, like, this mix of, like, leather, like, fabric-y, like, artistic, like, uh, decoration and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, it was definitely not a place that you would suspect murders would be happening, both in the 1800s and 1900s and now in the 2000s. So, yeah. But, yeah, so those are really the biggest deaths that I could find about the house. But I do have a list of the different paranormal experiences that people go through. The different types are, I guess, do you want to know, should I do it this way where I go, like, I'll tell you all the different types and then get into them, or should I just go one by one and just fully get into them first?
Just get into them.
Just get into them? All right. So the first one is a little apparitions.
Well, apparish.
A little apparish. No, but yeah, apparitions. So visitors and caretakers have reported seeing ghostly figures within the mansion. Some accounts describe seeing a woman believed to be Edward Kreischer's widow, Freda, who is said to haunt the property. So she died on property too, and they report seeing her in ghostly like garb, like white clothes from that time period, just roaming.
Classic.
Yep, classic. It does, from all accounts that I could find, um, the family, specifically Balti, but
Balti K.
he was very driven. Like, he felt a deep sense of like like he wanted to build New York. Like, he felt a genuine deep sense of pride to be a part of that uh urban urbanification urbanization.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's go with that.
Urbanization.
Yeah, urbanization of New York. So, like, there's a lot, from what I've read and reported, is there's a lot of unresolved energy there. There's a lot of dark energy from the specific murders that's happened, but also just throughout the house, there's this feeling of like an unresolved energy. Like, there's like, hey, we still got work to do. It's kind of like you pick your shoulders up a little higher and, like, cock your body back. Like, I'm ready to do work type of energy.
You pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah, which I think I was interesting because I haven't, in the research we've done for this, I haven't really heard, that was the first time that I heard that, like, oh yeah, it had like this like kind of motivating type,
like
almost.
A worker ghost.
Yeah, like a worker ghost energy. Like, oh, like there's a motivational spirit kind of in the air.
Dude, if I'm a ghost, the last thing that I want to do is be in work mode.
Yeah, but if you so deeply felt like that was your mission in life to do something, and you didn't get to see it all the way through, like, it makes sense that you're still going to be around because you have that unresolved. Again, we just talked about the themes and the commonalities. It's like the unresolvedness is what keeps you around, but also too, you keep the energy that you have like with you. So
Dude, throw me in the afterlife in chill mode.
Yeah.
I want a pina colada. I want to be in the sun, sitting by the pool. That's what I
There
want.
you go.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta die in Key West or something then.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds great to me.
All right. The next thing that people report hearing is disembodied voices. So there have been numerous reports of unexplained voices, including the sounds of women wailing and children crying. And from what I've read and found, is apparently there are spirits of children, the two that have passed away. They got locked in the closet when they were misbehaving. So they would just get locked in the closet, and then they'd be mad. So then they'd be crying and like yelling.
Okay, I thought you were going to say that they died in the closet.
No. They didn't die in the
God.
closet, but they just like when they got in trouble, like you know how like I growing up had a timeout chair.
Yeah.
Like oh you're in timeout.
Yeah.
Their timeout was just locked in a closet.
I'm glad that it didn't like result in their deaths.
No, yeah, that would be not chill. Next one, unexplained noises. So witnesses have heard unexplained noises such as furniture moving on its own and the sound of pots and pans clanging in the kitchen, attributed to a German cook who was killed in the house. So again, just another murder, killed in the house. So a German cook killed in the house. From what I can read, that it was Balthazar's, it was during the time of Balthazar and Edward and stuff like that. So it was their cook killed. Couldn't find a ton of information. It doesn't read as if it was someone in the family, but someone did kill the cook. One account was that potentially it was like a fight with like another service person in the house. So
Tough.
yeah, tough. And then good old shadowy figures. So caretakers and visitors have reported seeing shadow figures moving through the mansion, particularly on the staircase.
Oh, another staircase.
Another staircase.
Nice. Staircase episode.
Staircases in New York. That should be the title of the episode.
Yeah.
Staircases in New York. But yeah, so that is reported to potentially be Edward. Just this kind of like, I mean, he either got killed by his wife's lover or someone who wanted him dead so his wife could love someone else. Take another lover. Take another lover. I don't think that's actually a song, is that?
That I've never heard that before.
No, I don't think that's a song. Kind of shot that one from
Well,
the
you just gave someone the next big song idea.
There you go. But so if he either committed suicide or he got killed by someone that was trying to love up on his wife. So the shadow figure is reported to have this kind of like somber, like depressed energy. It's not necessarily like an evil one. It's like a, man, that's not fun, like type of energy, like a ooh. So
Not a good hang.
no, not a good hang, but like not his fault. And then the last thing, I mean, it seems like we've covered pretty much every single type of paranormal encounter so far, but the last one is photographic anomalies. So some photographs taken of mansion have revealed unexplained faces and figures in the window, which were not visible at the time the photographs were taken. So just the typical, you take a picture in a haunted place, and then there's a ghost in the picture. So there's a couple accounts that we can post on the website or the Instagram with the episode. I don't know. Do you have any pictures or anything to go with your stuff? Like we could put a post up there with all the pictures, or we can just do them with mine on there.
Yeah, there'll be some.
Yeah, there's a couple pictures out there that are definitely like, huh, that doesn't seem 100% right. One with like this shadowy kind of like woman in it, and then another one where it does appear to like have a face in it. So, yeah. What about you? What do you think, haunted or not?
I'll side with haunted on this one just because of all the murder. It was just a lot of murder.
Yeah. A lot of murder.
Like American Horror Story's murder house over
Yeah.
here.
But yeah, no, I do. I feel like, again, I think especially any of these houses that like have a lot of murder but don't seem like it from the outside. Like they have that like kind of picture perfect, like, oh, this is the guy that owns the whole town. Like his life must be awesome. But then there's all this stuff going on inside. I feel like that creates a very unique set of energy kind of conditions that, I think Ghost could potentially thrive in.
Yeah, definitely.
So cool. Cool, cool. Well, do you have anything else or do we call it?
No, I think just like, subscribe, follow. Send us any of your personal ghost stories to our email, spiritsonspiritspod@gmail.com. And then other than that, tell your friends, because if we get to 100 subscribers, then I will get absolutely smashed.
Love it. Love to hear it. Dude, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Well, probably because it's past my bedtime. But yeah, no, love it. I want to keep this thing going. I want to keep this thing growing. And we got to get the Spook Squad, rolling deep.
Yeah, dude, this is our 6th episode down.
Which is crazy. I did not expect us to get 6 episodes into this.
No.
So,
but here we are.
Exciting. And going strong too. Like I don't feel like we're burning out at all, or
not at all.
Like
not even close.
No, we're still like building.
Yeah,
we're still chugging up that track.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week with our next round of spooks.
Let's do it. Keep it spooky.
Peace.
Peace.